Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about what examiners want for your speaking test. Part 1. As you know that you will be given 2 minutes to prepare and then you have 2 minutes to present. Bear in mind that anyone can talk. In English, anyone can, but how many people can be awarded higher score? There are some criteria that we should never miss out. The first thing that examiner want to see is task fulfillment. It means that are you able to give mature points? It means that are your points logical? And how much are you able to show? You are giving something, you're giving a point which shows a higher order thinking skill. Or are you having a reverse thinking? Are you able to say something that out of other expectation but that is logical and that is universal truth? Alright? Yeah, to make it simple, logic points. And now the next thing is that able to develop the points with appropriate elaboration and example. When you have got a point, then you have to develop it by providing maybe 2 or 3 or even more elaboration, to enhance your point, right? And after that, you will be giving examples. Always remember that when you have got example, please explain your example. And the last thing that is we want to look at for task fulfillment is how relevant is your content. How relevant? Are you giving something like childish or sweeping statement? Or are you giving points that are logical, relevant, valid? When we hear that, we all know, examiners know that you are on the right track. You really know the issue behind this question. Okay, the next is discourse management. Examiners want to see how fluent can you be in talking the English language. So besides fluency, examiners want to see how coherent you can speak. So coherence means that from one sentence to another sentence, how much is the link? Is it valid? Or are you talking about east, suddenly you talk about west without transition? So there's coherence. If you can speak with, you can speak coherently. The flow, people can follow your flow of idea easily and smoothly. And the next is, are you able to use cohesive features? Like, first and foremost, moving on to the next point, besides, furthermore, moreover. On the other hand, lastly, okay, something like that. Or more than that, okay, these all cohesive features. Next, examiners want to look at your language. For a language, fundamentally, we cannot run away from grammar and structure. So the more appropriate your grammar and structure can be, the higher score you get. And the next one is your low frequency word. Are you able to show a wide range of vocabulary? For example, instead of saying important, you can choose to say essential, vital, omnipotent. Another example, instead of saying difficult, you can say this is an arduous task, instead of saying this is a difficult task. And of course, the next one is about your pronunciation, your stress, and your intonation. So to make it simple, if your pronunciation is clear, and when people listen to you, they easily get what you say, and then you get better score for pronunciation. So look, task fulfillment, discourse management, and language are the three criteria that examiners want to see from you, basically. Okay? And the next thing you have to remember, there are three important elements to remember before you start speaking. Firstly, you have to give greetings, like a very good morning, I bid you one and all right? And you might want to repeat the situation, then state the task given to you. For example, the situation given is about traffic congestion. And the task given to you, like specifically candidate A, B, C, and D, everyone will be having the same situation but different task. Example, the candidate A, you are candidate A, and the task given to you is how to ease traffic congestion. So you can say like this: very good morning, I bid to examiners and fellow candidates. The situation I have been given is traffic congestion, and I would like to talk about the ways to ease traffic congestion in Malaysia. So this is how you can say, and what you can say starting for your speaking test. And now the most essential one in order for you to score is number 2. Provide 2 to 3 points with relevant reasons. You see, it doesn't matter how many points you give, but you have to understand that each point you give must be accompanied by relevant reasons and elaboration. The more valid or relevant reasons or elaboration that you provide, the better it will be. Because if you are able to provide solid or relevant elaborations, examples and or reasons, you consolidate your point. You make your point more convincing or more persuasive. This is very important. Yeah, because you're giving a signal to examiners that you really know the issue quite well. You not only have a logical thinking, but you're able to explain it in details. Yeah, just show that you are mature, and you also show that you are capable. You're smart. Alright? And the last one is a conclusion. And now let's go to example. Look at the first one. First and foremost, to my way of thinking, this is because, moreover, for example, and explain about the example. So this is an example for all of you. You may take a look. You see cohesive devices, like first and foremost, this is because, moreover, and for example. Look, this is how we talk in our speaking test. First and foremost, to my way of thinking, practicing carpooling can be an effective way to ease traffic congestion. This is because carpooling method is obviously able to reduce the number of vehicles on the road. Moreover, it helps to reduce air pollution too. For example, imagine if parents in Batu Pahat practice carpooling, can you still see heavy traffic congestion in the so-called peak hour? If the traffic is eased, not only do we get to the destination from A to B in a shorter time, but at the same time, road users will certainly experience a wealth of time driving, besides reducing pollution and road accidents. So what can you see from here? The link, the coherence is there. From one sentence to another sentence is well linked. You can see points like carpooling is a point, and elaboration like it can reduce the number of vehicles on the road. It can also reduce air pollution. Example is I'm using if parents practice carpooling in BP during the peak hour, like in the morning or when after school, we cannot experience, we cannot see the heavy traffic congestion anymore, and the road, it will be very friendly, it will be very helpful for other road users because they can experience a way of time driving. At the same time, reduce pollution and road accidents. See, this is can you see some low frequency with the like getting from destination from A to B? This is an idiom. A way of time is also an idiom, right? And the next one, when you want to go to the next point, you must always remember to state your next point. Make it clear. You can say moving on to the next point. You can say my another point is, look at this. Moving on to the next point. It is my belief that traffic congestion can be eased by improving our public transportation system. How many of you will consider taking a mode of public transport to study, to work, or to an outing if you have a vehicle? Furthermore, if one is given a chance to choose, no one wishes to bear with inconvenience. Undoubtedly, I bet the vast majority will opt for their own vehicle due to convenience. The reason behind this is attributed to our inefficient public transport system. On one hand, it seems the authority doesn't have the strong political view to really address the issue. On the other hand, the route of public transport should be re-examined and rescheduled. For instance, if public transport can improve by leaps and bounds, people will certainly opt for public transport when it is accessible to the people, either in the urban or rural area. Then only traffic congestion can be eased. Well, over here, there is a sentence which is not so suitable. You see, this is I put this one here because I want to show you. If you follow the flow of idea, you can see that this one is like, it is something very too extra. Yeah, and this shows no coherence. Like why all of a sudden, like furthermore, one is given a chance to choose. Okay, if this one is taken out, then it will be much better. So do not have something like this. It spoils like it spoils not to say everything, it spoils something over there. And you can see point. You can see points being elaborated, reasons being given, example given, explanation for example given, and you can also see the low frequency words like vast majority, opt for instead of choose. You can see attributed to instead of caused by, and you can see a strong political view instead of saying like the view, or like the next one, improved by leaps and bounds. By leaps and bounds is an idiom. Okay, and then only traffic congestion can be eased. This is to tie up. Yeah, conclusion will be very simple. You can say in conclusion, to conclude, or in sum. For example, in this situation, you say, in conclusion, traffic congestion can be eased by practicing coupling and improving the public transport system. With that, I thank you. So to all dear candidates or my students, you must always remember that you are given 2 minutes to speak. Please, in order to score well, one of the most important criteria is to speak non-stop for 2 minutes. Don't waste your time, right? And speak confidently. Speak confidently. It means that you have to try your best to maintain eye contact with examiners and other candidates. This shows the confidence, and the confidence falls into the second category, like discourse management. All the best to you. Learn from Nike. Just do it. Everybody, black a leg.